In this video, I'm going to be rebuilding the Kansas City Chiefs. Could definitely say that this season in real life is Patrick Mahomes' greatest test so far in the NFL. Doesn't have a lot of support at wide receiver. He has a lot of young guys, so he doesn't have that veteran that's been around for a while besides Travis Kelce. But you could say that Travis Kelce is probably having the worst year of his career statistically, starting to get up there in age. He's a 99 overall X factor here in Madden, but he is 33 years old, so he's going to be regressing pretty soon. Patrick Mahomes is also a 99 overall X factor. He is 27 years old, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. If any other quarterback was on this team, then they probably wouldn't even be doing as good as they are right now. But yeah, we definitely need to try to get Patrick Mahomes some wide receiver help, and he's like a true #1 receiver to at least give him something. Rashee Rice is actually a pretty good rookie. He's already 81 overall with hidden dev here in Madden right now. So we got Pacheco at running back. Offensive line is looking pretty good. Besides left tackle, Smith is a 73 with normal dev, and then Jawan Taylor is a 72 with star dev. Defensively, Nick Bolton's one of the best middle linebackers in the game in my opinion. We got Gay and Chanel at outside linebackers. We got Cook at free safety, Reed and Edwards at strong safety. We got Snead and McDuffie, two of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Chris Jones is probably the best defensive tackle. Maybe Aaron Donald's still a little bit better than him, but they're probably both on tier 1. Nandi, Carl Laftis, and Dana at defensive end. And also we have Uzoma, I'm not sure how you say it, Uzoma at defensive end, a rookie with hidden dev. At the mid-season point, we are 5-2, leading the division. I did go through and look at some potential trades to try to get a #1 receiver, like a true #1 receiver, but everybody wanted way too much. They wanted like 1, 2, 3 first-round picks and a couple of other second-rounders, third-rounders, stuff like that. So I'm just gonna keep the same roster that we have for now. End of the regular season, we finished 12-5. We won the division, only got a wild card spot. We're gonna be playing against the Cleveland Browns. Let's check out the season stats real quick. Patrick Mahomes had the most yards passing in the NFL, 4,500 with 41 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, 74% completion with the 121 rating. It's definitely an MVP year from him. We got Pacheco with 1,100 yards rushing, 4.1 per carry with 7 touchdowns. Mahomes 359 rushing, 5.2 per carry with 3 touchdowns. And then Jerick McKinnon had 7 touchdowns on 61 carries. Nice. Receiving, Rashee Rice, the rookie, 92 catches, 1,298 yards, 18 touchdowns. Dang, this dude's definitely going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year out of SMU. McCole Hartman, 93 catches, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, 83 catches, 989 yards, 10 touchdowns. Kadarius Toney, the infamous Kadarius Toney, 50 catches, 600 yards, 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Nick Bolton led the team in tackles with 115. Carl Laftis had 10 tackles for losses, and Chris Jones, 16 sacks, led the team. Interceptions, Justin Reed had 3. McDuffie had 2. Bolton had 2. Watson had 2. Tranquil and Snead both had 1. Looking at the playoff bracket, we did end up beating the Browns 49-42. We're going to the divisional round against the Miami Dolphins. We did beat the Miami Dolphins 31-17, made it to the AFC Conference Championship against the 11-6 Buffalo Bills. We beat the Buffalo Bills 21-13, made it to the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Falcons. The heck, how did they make it to the Super Bowl? The Falcons went 12-5 on the season just like us, so I'm about to do a super sim of the game and see how it goes. Here we are in the Super Bowl, up 7-0 to start, tied 7-7. Second quarter, we're up 14-10. We're up 21-10 in the second quarter. At halftime, we're up 28-10. It's looking good for us right now. 28-17, 35-17. We're winning in the fourth quarter. 35-24, 42-24 in the fourth. 42-31. We hold on to win this Super Bowl in the first season.
If you like points, a lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles's defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign and it did that. I mean, for both sides, visit it and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
Pretty funny those announcers didn't mention anyone winning the Super Bowl, but hey, it is what it is. Mahomes had a 125 rating, 422 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ritter actually had a pretty good game too. Rushing wise, Robinson had a decent game. Pacheco had 8 carries for only 17 yards, but he did score 2 touchdowns. Let me go ahead and switch it over to the Chiefs only. Kelce had a game, 8 for 166 with a tutty. Rashee Rice 7 for 103 with a touchdown. Kadarius Toney 9 for 90 and 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable. Chiefs won their 4th Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowl MVP. He also won regular season MVP. Doug Peterson won Coach of the Year with the Jaguars. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year with the Ravens. TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year with the Steelers. Rashee Rice, the rookie receiver for the Chiefs, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Jack Campbell, middle linebacker for the Lions, won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Running back Jerick McKinnon decided to retire after 10 years. I accidentally had contract negotiations set to auto, so they decided to re-sign Willie Gay to a 2-year deal. They decided to re-sign Mike Dana to a 2-year deal, and then also outside linebacker O'Shane to a 3-year deal. But I turned it on to where I can do it from now on going forward. This is what the team was looking like before free agency. Pretty much the only thing that we need on offense is a left tackle. We definitely got to do something about that. And Rashee Rice is up to superstar dev with 91 overall. Defensively, we could use another defensive tackle. I guess I could always move Omenahu to defensive tackle if I need to. And we could probably use a 3rd cornerback, if not a number 2. Unfortunately, we only have $2.4 million available to sign free agents with, so we can't afford anybody at all. We're going to have to replace the players we need through the draft. Here in the first round of the draft, we have pick number 32 since we won the Super Bowl. I'm going to draft this right tackle, Preston Morrow. Got him 100% scouted. He's a true 1st to 2nd round talent. We need an offensive tackle for sure. He has decent acceleration, great agility, great change of direction, good jumping, good speed. He does have poor strength though, so that's not good. A pass block finesse, A power block. His run block is terrible. He's got hidden dev, 78 strength. I ended up simulating the rest of the draft. The first round pick that we drafted is a 73 overall at right tackle. He does have hidden dev. He's already playing up to a 74 because we really needed that on offensive line. Computer drafted a cornerback in the 2nd round, 3rd round a cornerback, but they all have normal dev. In the 4th round, they drafted this running back. He's only a 67 overall, but he does have hidden dev though. But it seems like a lot of these rookies are like 23 years old. And in the 5th round, they drafted a wide receiver that's a 74 overall, and he has normal dev also. Checking out the entire draft recap, the number 1 pick was a left tackle that's 75 overall that went to the Commanders. 21 years old, he does have a hidden dev. Let's see who the highest overall in the entire class was. A cornerback taken by the Buccaneers in the 1st round, pick 16, is a 79 overall. 23 years old, he has hidden dev. And what else was there? Left guard taken in the 2nd round, that's a 77 overall, nice. 76 overall cornerback in the 2nd round that went to the Jaguars. Here's the starting lineup for season 2. Mahomes is a 99 overall, Pacheco is up to 87, Rice is a 86 with superstar, Toney's a 79, Hartman's a 79. Offensive line, I moved Taylor to left tackle, he's a 76 overall, and the rookie is going to be starting at right tackle, 74 with hidden dev. We got Tooney, Humphrey, and Smith in the middle. These guys are freaking beasts. Kelsey's down to a 94. He still has X factor though. Defensively, I did move Omenahu to defensive tackle because he's 280 pounds. That was the best option that we had. And we don't have any money to go sign free agents. I think we have like negative $4 million in cap space right now. Jones is a 96 with X factor. Carl Aptis is an 82. Dana is an 80. McDuffie's an 88. Fortunately, we're going to have to roll with Watson and Williams at corners because we couldn't afford to get anyone else. We tried drafting some guys, but it didn't work out. Bolton's at 88, and we got Gay 78, Cook is at 78, and Reed is at 83. Players available to re-sign. We do have $32 million in cap space. Number 1 priority is going to be to re-sign Kadarius Toney. Psych. Now I'm really going to try to get Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, and Nick Bolton for sure. The rest of the guys, if we can get them, man, probably not. These 3 guys are the most important things for me right now though. I was able to sign the other 2 guys, but Creed Humphrey, I don't have enough money for him. I only have $5 million in cap space, so we're just gonna have to wait till the end of the season. Maybe we can try to franchise tag him. At the midseason point, we are 6-1, leading the division. The Raiders are 4-2. The Chargers and Broncos are both 1-6, so it's looking good for us right now. End of the regular season, we finished 14-3, won our division, and we also got a 1st round bye week. Let's go check out the season stats. Patrick Mahomes 4th in passing in the entire NFL, 4,085 yards, 44 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, 72% completion. Another MVP year for the guy. Pacheco 1,200 yards rushing, 4.2 per carry with 14 touchdowns. Mahomes 355 yards rushing, 5.4 per carry with 1 touchdown. Receiving, Travis Kelce 101 catches, 1,100 yards, 17 touchdowns. Dang. Rashee Rice 67 catches, 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns. Pretty good season. Kadarius Toney, 75 catches, 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. Pacheco, 64 catches, 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then Hartman still had 50 catches, 500 yards with 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Nick Bolton led the team in tackles with 114, and Gay had 112. TFLs, Chris Jones had 21, nice. Sacks, Chris Jones had 10.5, and then pretty much nothing from anyone else. Interceptions, Williams and McDuffie both had 3, so Williams actually did pretty good for us. Bolton had 2 interceptions, Willie Gay had 2, Watson and Justin Reed both had 1. We're going to be playing against the 9-8 Pittsburgh Steelers in the divisional round. The Steelers beat the Bengals to make it to the divisional round against us. We also have the Ravens against the Raiders, and on the other side we have the Cowboys against the Eagles and the 49ers against the Falcons. We beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl last year. I don't know how it happened, but the Steelers beat us 28-7, knocking us out of the playoffs. Kenny Pickett had 3 touchdown passes, only 173 yards. Mahomes did not have a good day. He only had 150 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rushing wise, Pacheco only had 2 yards per carry. What the heck? Kadarius Toney led all receivers with 63 yards. And the tight end for the Steelers, Freiermuth, had 2 touchdowns. Cowboys ended up beating the Raiders in the Super Bowl 31-10. Dak Prescott won Super Bowl MVP and regular season MVP. Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni won Coach of the Year. CeeDee Lamb won Offensive Player of the Year with the Cowboys. Micah Parsons won Defensive Player of the Year with the Cowboys. Justin Best won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Ravens, and Greg Cannon won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Saints. We only have $450,000 in cap space to re-sign players, but Trent McDuffie is up for his 5th-year option. I'm definitely going to accept that. Yes. And then we also have a 5th-year option for George Karlaftis. I'm definitely going to accept that. And let's see, we got Creed Humphrey here. We can try to negotiate with him. I'm going to see if I can just franchise tag him. I have to go through and restructure Trey Smith's contract in order to free up some cap space. I can't even try to franchise tag Creed Humphreys because I don't even have enough money to make an offer. I only have $450,000, and the smallest offer I can make him is $650,000. So for some reason in Madden, you can't even try to do a franchise tag unless you offer them lowball offers and they decline it, and then you have the option to franchise tag them, which is pretty dumb. So after we do this, we're going to restructure his contract. It's going to give us $14 million in cap space. I guess I read that wrong. It said $14 million, but I guess it says that was for 2024. So technically in 2025 cap room, we have $4.5 million. So now I have enough to lowball Creed Humphrey to where I can get him to have the option to do a franchise tag on him. Now I can do a 1-year franchise tag on Creed Humphrey for $14 million. Now we're negative $9 million in cap space. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. We really have no weakness on offense right now. Tooney jumped up to superstar dev, and so did Pacheco, so that's good to see. Defensively, we're looking pretty solid. We could use a strong safety. I guess we can move Connor to strong safety if we need to. And Williams jumped up to star dev. That's good to see. Defensive tackle, we really need to do something there now for sure. Once again, we have negative $8 million in cap room, so we're not going to be able to sign any free agents at all, and we will continue to build through the draft. In the first round of the draft, we have pick number 27. I'm going to draft this cornerback, Shaheem Lawson from Utah. He's 5'11", 183 pounds, man-to-man scheme fit, have him 100% scouted. He's a true first-round talent. 22 years old, he has good agility, elite change of direction, good jumping with elite speed. He has B-man coverage, B-zone coverage with A catching. Hidden dev with 95 speed, 96 change of direction. Nice. In the second round, I'm going to draft this defensive end, Terrell Herron. He's from Washington State, 6'4", 307 pounds. He's a run stopper. Going to get him to move him to defensive tackle. There's not any other defensive tackles that look like they're worth drafting this high. I mean, I'm really taking a chance on this guy too. I have him 50% completed on the scout, and he's projected to go 2nd or 3rd round. But we really need help at defensive tackle. This guy is 22 years old. He has great acceleration, decent change of direction, decent jumping with decent speed, and elite strength. So the main thing I'm liking is that he has B block shed and he has A tackle. It's going to be a run stopping defensive tackle for us. So hopefully he has hidden dev and he has normal dev. 92 strength with 75 speed. I ended up simulating the rest of the draft, and the first pick we had was this cornerback. He's a 77 overall. Definitely like to see that. Did see that he has hidden dev. He has 76 man coverage, 77 zone coverage. He's going to be a starter for us right away. And then we drafted this defensive end in the second round. He's 72 overall. He only had normal dev. Computer drafted the rest of these guys. Not worth talking about. The rest of the draft recap: the Bears drafted a defensive end, number 1 overall. It was a 78 overall. And then the Rams drafted a quarterback, number 2 overall. He's a 79. So the highest in the whole class is an 82 overall cornerback that went to the Cardinals in the first round, pick number 6. Here's the starting lineup for the 3rd season. This is going to be the final season in this rebuild. Mahomes is a 99 with X Factor. Pacheco's up to a 91 with Superstar. Rasheed Rice is 89 with Superstar. So got Hardman, and we're going to go with Carey as our wide receiver 3. Taylor's a 78. Tooney's a 92. Humphrey's a 95. Smith is a 93. Morrow's a 78. He only had star dev. And Kelsey's a 92 with X Factor. Defensively, I did move that defensive end to defensive tackle. He went from a 72 up to a 75, so he's going to be starting for us as a rookie right away. Not a bad pick for a 2nd rounder. Ended up moving Connor to strong safety because this guy was going to be our starter, 64 overall. Yeah, no thanks. I mean, the defense is definitely getting weaker as the seasons go, but there's just so much money allocated to Patrick Mahomes and pretty much the offensive line. Can't really afford to spend money to fix the defense. McDuffie is a 90 overall with Superstar. That cornerback that I drafted, he's going to be playing in the slot for us right away as a rookie, 77 overall with hidden dev. Watson's a 77 with normal dev. At the midseason point, we're 5-2, leading the division. It's looking pretty good. Finished the regular season 13-4, won the division again for the 3rd year in a row, made it to the playoffs as a wild card spot, unfortunately. Let's check out the season stats. Patrick Mahomes had the 2nd most passing yards in the NFL, 4,700, 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions with a 76% completion and 118 rating. Another great season from him. Pacheco had almost 1,300 yards rushing, 4.7 per carry with 19 touchdowns. Mahomes had 346 yards, 4.7 per carry with 1 touchdown. Receiving, Rasheed Rice had another great season, 92 catches, 1,388 yards, 13 touchdowns. Caleb Carey from LSU, 80 catches, 980 yards, 9 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, 74 catches, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. McCole Hardman, 87 catches, 800 yards, 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Willie Gay led the team in tackles with 127 and Nick Bolton right behind him with 122. Chris Jones had 18 tackles for loss. The rookie defensive tackle had 10 sacks. Chris Jones had 10. O'Shane had 5. Carl Aptis had 4. The rookie defensive tackle had 3.5 for us. Interceptions, McDuffie had 2. Connor had 2. The rookie cornerback Lawson had 2. Bolton had 1, and Willie Gay had 1. Gonna be playing against the 10-7 Jacksonville Jaguars in the wild card round. Jaguars 44-38 in a shootout, and we're gonna be playing against the 10-7 Cincinnati Bengals in the divisional round. Let's check out the playoff bracket. Bengals ended up beating the Titans 42-14. We also have the Ravens against the Raiders again, Cowboys against the 49ers, and the Giants against the Eagles. Beat the Bengals 38-28. We're going to be going against the 14-3 Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Conference Championship game. They just beat the Raiders 28-21. On the other side, we have the Eagles against the 49ers in the NFC Championship. We ended up losing to the Ravens 24-17 in the AFC Championship game. Lamar Jackson had 169 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes 225 yards passing with 0 touchdowns and an interception. Rushing wise, Dobbins, Pacheco had 61 yards with 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Kelsey had 64 yards. Carey had 60, Hardman had 45, but yeah, we lost the game, man. The Eagles beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl to win their 2nd ever Super Bowl. Defensive tackle Jalen Carter won Super Bowl MVP. Must have had a monster game. Dak Prescott won MVP of the regular season with the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy won Coach of the Year with the Cowboys. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year with the Ravens. Max Crosby won Defensive Player of the Year with the Raiders. This is what the final team looks like. Patrick Mahomes still a 99 overall X Factor. Unfortunately, we weren't able to keep the defense up to like championship abilities when we have all this money going to Mahomes and all the offensive linemen and stuff. Rasheed Rice is up to superstar X Factor with a 95 overall. He's a freaking beast. He's breaking out. The rest of the offense is still looking pretty good. Defensively, yeah, that's where our struggles were at for sure. We didn't really have much help at defensive tackle, but look, that cornerback Lawson, he did have superstar 84 overall, so he's going to be a stud. So we need to probably try to upgrade the safeties, and we only had Chris Jones pretty much getting sacks for us. We didn't really have a beast defensive end getting a bunch of sacks for us, but that's going to be it for the video. If you like what y'all saw, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Say something down in the comments what other teams y'all want to see rebuild up. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.